Hello, this is Alan here. In this session, we're going to look at how we can read better by using some aids. We're going to use the acronym PASTE to do this. Preview. Preview the text before reading. Scan it. Always look over the pages you've read before you start reading, and then focus on the heading and the subheadings first. And also look at the font style. The focus on the words that are in boldface or have definitions in parentheses. If they've been added words or even sidebars, so you're scanning when you're previewing the material, look at those. Look at the page from afar, and what does jump? What is the big fonts? What's the highlight? What's the italics? What's the underscore, underline? Look at it, and those are things you want to focus on. A for always. Always take notes on the main ideas. Okay, write down the main ideas and the facts and focus on the keywords. Okay, write down those on note cards, maybe 3x5, so you can study them in the future, or use mind maps. Okay, the key here is to write down only the main ideas and the facts, focusing on the keywords. You don't want to rewrite all the material. Okay, so always take notes on main idea. Save time. Save time by analyzing unknown words. Okay, if you don't know the meaning of a word, go try to figure out in the context. Maybe the clues in the text will help you. If that doesn't work, look it up in the glossary or the dictionary. Okay, and if you think this is an important word after, then write it down on the front of a note card or as a key point on your mind map with the definition. If you're using the card, you can write it down on the front, the name of the word, and on the back the definition, and do some flip chart to help you remember. Or if you're putting it on a mind map, draw a line off of it and write down the definition if it's an important word. But chances are after you've studied it, you figure out what the definition was, you'll remember it. But the word might be important. Maybe it's not important. Maybe it's just a word in a sentence that's referring to something unrelevant, not relevant to the material. So just don't waste, save time. Only analyze unknown words and try to figure out if they are important. And if they are important, then pay attention to them. If not, don't bother, move on. Try to highlight important information. If you own the book that you're using, highlight the important ideas first. Only the keywords. Okay? I have seen people taking notes in books that the whole books were painted yellow. Okay? If the book is not your property and you really think you can get a lot of highlighting and writing notes on the margin, then make a photocopy of the page, the key page, and highlight them. Again, be aware of copyright issues. Okay? You can also write notes. If you don't own the book and you've taken notes on what you've read, then highlight the important ideas in your notes. Now remember, your notes should be only the key points. So you highlight the key words of the key points. So you're really, really paying attention. You're really focusing down. It's laser now. You're really trying to highlight only the important information. And never highlight everything. The idea behind the highlighting is to identify the most important information. If you highlight everything, you're not going to be able to pick up the most information. So everything equals nothing, right? So if you've highlighted everything, then nothing is highlighted because everything is yellow. So be careful. So you try to highlight the important information only. Too many times we write way too many things, and then it's difficult to sort out what it is important and what is not. Examine. Examine the ideas for relationship. Okay? As you read, try to think about the big picture. Try to figure out how the information you're reading is related to other information on the topics or in the text. Try to think about what it is you've read, that map when you first looked at the material. How does the material relate to each other? Okay. try to think of what you've read before on the topic. Maybe there's some previous learning you've done. See how it relates back. Use graphic organizers to help you show the relationship, like mind maps or draw. For example, if the chapter contains causes for events described in previous chapter, well, you could use a cause and effect graphic organizer with arrows pointing from the cause to the effect, and just draw up a map. How it falls out, how it follows each other. Maybe you can draw a map from your top point to your second point, and then jump out to the fourth point, and then you just make it so that you see a flow there. Graphic, it's called a graphic organizer. Okay, so there you have it. Paste. Preview the text before reading. Always take notes on the main ideas, the key points. Save time by looking up unknown words. Maybe they're not important. Maybe they are. But save some time. Look it up. Try to highlight important information in the notes. Okay? So you're taking notes on important ideas, on main ideas, and then you want to highlight the important information within the notes. Your laser. You're doing drilling right down to what you need. And then examine ideas for relationship. This will help you put it all together. That gives you the big picture, and that gives you a better understanding on how it all comes together. Okay? Paste. Thank you. We'll talk to you on the next course.